As freelance copywriters who are trying to do our own marketing for our own websites, our own portfolios, our own LinkedIn profiles, what are the keywords that we need to include across all of our messaging so that we stand out to clients in our niche with the exact keywords that are going to pop out to them and help them identify that we have expertise in their industry and in their niche? It's a big question that comes up because one of the great things about LinkedIn is that you can create a headline that grabs the attention of your clients. But what do you include in that headline? What do you include in the copy on your website? Today I'm going to show you, and this is based on a question from one of my course students. Shout out to Ron. He's in the fitness industry, so we're going to talk specifically about how he can do his marketing, how he can position himself. It's something that we're working on in the course. And as you can see, this is module 2, lesson 3, where we choose the correct title so that we can use it in our LinkedIn profile on our website, and that our messaging and our marketing and the way we position ourselves is very streamlined throughout our online presence so that we can attract high-paying clients and build this full-time freelance business that we want. Now, to accomplish this, we're going to need to work backward and say, what is my client looking for? What type of writer with what type of skills is the client looking for so that I can include those keywords in my online presence, in my marketing, on my website, in my LinkedIn title? So why don't you start here by just doing a very basic Google search, fitness copywriter jobs, right? And then you're going to see all the companies that are hiring freelance copywriters in the fitness industry. So you have Equinox, which is, depending on where you live, Equinox is a very high-end. Oh, actually, this is the Equinox group, but I know Equinox is a really high-end gym that's in New York and LA and some other cities. There's Mirror, and then there's Tonal. So these are two of, the biggest fitness products that are very infused with tech right now. You might see people working out with the Mirror. Tonal is the strength training thing that you put on your wall. At-home workouts like Peloton are so popular right now. But let's look at the listing, right? Because they're hiring remote copywriters at these companies, which is, hey, great. There's the validation for your niche. People are looking for copywriters to write about your product. But let's look at what they're looking for, right? So they have like the basic stuff like, we want you to be versatile and hardworking and rapid growth, right? But let's look at the skills that they need. This line stands out to me. Somebody who has driven results through performance marketing with a distinct voice across a variety of marketing channels. And that's basically marketing jargon for, can you write in a very distinct voice that stands out in this industry? And can you write for a variety of mediums? Can you write for a social media post, for a LinkedIn post, for a Twitter post, an Instagram post? But can you also write long-form blog content for our website? All of these different marketing channels. So that could be something really cool to include in your marketing. This company is looking for somebody who can write in the tone, and they label it fresh and modern. So if this is an emerging trend in what these fitness companies are looking for, you could really include that in your website copy. I write in a fresh, modern voice that is very distinct and helps you stand out amongst the crowd. Now let's go to tonal. Something that stands out for me here is they want someone who writes various types of content from transformational stories to service-packed sentences to longer reported features and explainers in the health and fitness space, staying abreast of new trends, translate editorial stories into content that can live across multiple platforms, in-app experiences, social media, attention-grabbing headlines, compelling copy. So these are all things that you could really include in your title. I write attention-grabbing headlines and create compelling copy for fitness companies. Stories, transformational stories seems to be a buzzword that they keep using here. I think I saw in another one, if we go down to this vitamin T/Aquant job. Again, we have that fresh and modern voice that they're looking for. Let's see. Overall verbal brand. So these are all stuff, direct to consumer or B2C brands. These are all keywords that you can include in your marketing and your explanation of who you are. If you go down to this opportunity here, writer for the company called Core, well, what they're looking for is engaging content, brand building, ability to translate complex topics into relatable and relevant content. This, guys, you might be saying, okay, what's she doing here? What I'm doing here is I'm kind of reverse engineering what these companies are looking for so that you can take these keywords and use them in your headlines, your about section on your LinkedIn profile, and the copy on your website. Because if you can look at what generally and notice these patterns running through all of these ads, you can say, oh, this is what fitness companies looking for copywriters are looking for. Something else you can do to get inspiration and really understand what resonates in your industry is just Google other writers in your industry. So for example, I typed in freelance copywriting fitness freelance fitness copywriters, just typed a general Google search. I found this guy. And first of all, he's ranking on the first page of Google, so he must get a decent amount of traffic, but look at how he's coming up with this tagline: I can help bring your story to life and create a real connection with your audience. Right there, that could be an awesome headline for a LinkedIn profile, right? You can pack out these words, because I think from what I've just seen in these listings, the fitness copywriter jobs listing, and now that I'm looking into other freelancers who are doing this, it seems like fitness brands really want to focus on stories. They probably understand that these transformational stories are what really resonates with people who are buying fitness equipment, and then connecting with the audience, which, no matter what your niche is, that's always a goal for copywriting and marketing, but maybe even more so in the fitness niche. He's saying it here too, and he lists his skills and services: engaging sales pages. I help wellness-savvy individuals and ethical fitness and nutrition brands bring their stories to life. Something really big in this niche that I'm getting is that stories, real-life stories, are so huge. Just like in my niche, because I'm a technology B2B SaaS writer, the keywords that stick out to people are revenue and scaling and lead generation and conversions. Each industry will have its own jargon or buzzwords, whatever you want to call it, and you want to make sure you learn what those keywords are so that you can use them in your own marketing, meaning your website, your LinkedIn profile. And guys, this is actually just very similar to the keyword research that we should be aware of as copywriters, right? We're going to be asked by our clients to include certain keywords because they want their content to be found, they want their content to rank. And that's what we're doing, is we're including keywords in our profiles and our websites. And I'll just show you my LinkedIn profile here as an example. What I thought of with my headline was that, yes, I have to include the keywords so that I'll show up in search, but it's also a branding opportunity, because I don't think anyone's going to actually say, hey, I want someone that's going to know how to help SaaS companies choose words that make people buy. I mean, these are not searchable keywords, but they do add to my authority or my brand presence in a way that can make an impact when they do visit my profile. So the front of my title is pretty, keyword heavy. B2B technology copywriter, content marketer, and SaaS companies are all things that I want to show up for in a search. But the reason I chose the last section of this is that helping SaaS companies choose words that make people buy, that's kind of key to these companies, because they want somebody who understands that the point of the copy is to get these customers to eventually buy. They're all about revenue and scale for these SaaS companies. And by the way, SaaS stands for software as a service. An expert at empathizing with your audience, the reason I include that is because something I always tell my clients is that I used to be in sales before becoming a copywriter. I was a technology sales rep who used a ton of the technology that I now write about. So I always stress that in my interviews with clients. I say, listen, I used to use the technology that you are selling. I am very familiar with what it's like to be a user, and I was part of your target audience. Therefore, I can write really compelling copy because I was there and I could empathize with them. So at face value, this might not mean a ton to a search engine, but it definitely plays into my overall brand. If you are interested in getting this one-on-one individualized attention and coaching for your LinkedIn profile, for your website, so that you can finally start landing high-paying clients and build a full-time freelance business, visit my website, paidcopywriter.com. I run an online course that I open up maybe twice per year, something that I keep really small so that I can do individual coaching with each writer. It's group coaching, but I do provide a lot of feedback that's personal to each and every writer and their specific goals. And again, if you sign up at paidcopywriter.com, you will be the first one to be notified about when doors are opening. I'm in the middle of a course right now, leading students through my course where I talk about how to set yourself up with your online presence, how to create a LinkedIn profile, how to create your website, how to actually nail down your specific copywriting niche so that you know exactly who to target and you're very obviously a perfect fit for those clients when they go to visit your online presence. The main methodology that I teach is cold pitching via LinkedIn. A lot of writers at least understand that cold pitching is a pretty big part of freelance copywriting as a career and getting freelance clients. But I tried both methods when I built my freelance business from scratch, right? I did cold emailing because that's what I was told to do as a good strategy to get freelance clients. But then I actually quickly learned that LinkedIn was so much more of an easier, more effective, more succinct way to reach out to my target clients. And in 30 days, I was able to land my first high-paying client. And in as little as 4 months, I was making a full-time income as a freelance copywriter, even though I had no experience, which if you've been following me, you know my story. You know how I got into freelance copywriting, and I talk about that at length in all my other videos. So check me out at paidcopywriter.com if you're interested in learning more. But otherwise, good luck on this journey. Choose the title that most exemplifies what it is you do and the value that you offer to your clients, and you will be in such a good spot. Bye, guys.